Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you my logo design process for a real client. The client is a non-profit startup called Else Infotech. They build affordable CRM systems for small and medium businesses using Microsoft tools. The meaning behind Else is for every problem there is an Else solution. They also have a second startup called Trust based on their three values: transform, inspire and reach. So I end up designing two logos, one for Else and one for Trace. Let's get started into the process. Discovery and research. After I received the brief questionnaire detailing all the client's startup information and his design preferences, competitors, target audience, timeline for the project and all the details I need, I start first by analyzing the brief, understanding it clearly and absorbing all that I need to get started. Basically, the best approach here is to grab paper and pen to make a summary of that brief that has the essential information needed to start the next phase. After that, based on that summary, I start the research, searching for competitors, logo inspiration, design layout, maybe looking into visual books, which I did not do for this project because it is a tech-related brand. So my go-to-go is Behance and Pinterest, of course. Just a note here, actually the references you set as an inspiration for your design really matter. It shapes your final idea. After I gather some inspiration, I move to the next phase, creative direction or mood boarding. As simple as it sounds, everything that I gathered from the research, like typography, images, branding, assets, I make them into a visually interesting group of images that eradicate a sense of feeling and a design direction. Basically, I made 4 mood boards for the client to choose, and since they are 2 logos, there are 4 design direction or mood boards. After I sent them to the client, he ended up choosing these 2 directions. And actually he liked elements from each one of them, so when I design it, I will be taking from each direction. Now that I have a clear direction of what exactly the client wants, I'll move to the next step, concept development. This phase involves brainstorming, sketching, vectorizing, and concept refinement. Let's talk about brainstorm. Simply, I grab a piece of paper and write any related words to the brand, service, industry, or even object that might have a connection, not necessarily similar, but around the circle of the startup's field. As you see me here, I came up with a bunch of ideas by mixing words together to come up with an idea. After that, those ideas will be executed as sketches. I block between an hour or 2 only for sketching, and seriously, here I just don't overthink it. Well, like whatever comes to my mind, I just sketch it, as in this step I already had my head full of ideas like visuals from previous sessions. After I come up with a decent amount of sketches, I vectorize only a few I think worth the shot to explore and develop. I vectorize those concepts, and basically here we have 2 logos, so I chose 2 concepts. The first one that I chose is this for the main startup Else, and for Trace I went with this logo. The idea of Else is I begin with a lowercase a, carefully drawn using circles to maintain geometric precision. This choice reflects Else's structured and smart systems. Next, I cut the bottom of the E and extended it into a slightly inclined horizontal stroke. This subtle move symbolizes progress, logic, and the idea of moving forward with purpose. To reflect smart structure and time efficiency, I duplicated the E and mirrored it to form a sandglass-like shape. To reinforce the sense of momentum and intentional motion, I inclined the full logo horizontally. This final adjustment ties the concept together. And this is the final concept that I come up with for Else. Moving to Trace, the hands refer to community, partnership, trust, and reliability. A heart shape inside the hand that refer to warmth, friendliness, approachability. These 2 shapes leave a negative space that shape the triangle that communicate movement and a dynamic approach to non-profit support. Combining these elements, I come up with this symbol. I simplified the hands and removed the heart, letting the negative space in the middle fill its place. To add more flow and movement, I replaced the straight line above with a curved one, and this is the final concept for Trace. And from here I created a small presentation explaining my decision using a template that I built only for smaller projects, since the client only asked for the logo, not full branding. But I went a bit extra mile to show some slides with logo in action. To be transparent, he liked the concept but not quite what he was looking for, so after only 1 revision we settled on these 2 final logos, so it was a win. And here we go to the final step, which is files delivery. I prepared all the files he needs. At last, the client expressed how he enjoyed working with me, so he ended up pitching me for another service, which is the video editing. So I did also a video for Else. It is a show that show what Else does. So yeah, this is my design process and how I approach every logo or branding project. If you want a logo or a complete visual identity for your brand or a startup, feel free to reach out to me via my Behance profile or email. I'll be leaving my links in the description down below.